Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town. I'm Lulu,
I'm Kim.
And I'm Josh.
and we're excited to have Josh here today because you are with, the name of your company is?
Jackyl Media Group.
And tell us what Jachles Media Group does.
So Jackyl Media Group was formed at the start of this year formally as a company. The services that we offer have been operating for years prior to that, but we decided to branch off and start something new that some towns are doing already and some towns aren't doing, which Maysville wasn't doing. That's why we approached Maysville. And what we're trying to do with that company is it's not so much in the realm of production, which is what we've been in for many, many years. It's more in the realm of fostering community engagement and bringing the entire community together in one spot and bringing the businesses out to one spot and being able to create that event or create an attraction in a town to draw people into that town and to do business in that town and potentially move there, open their businesses there, and create a general sense of commerce and community out of events. And one of our main goals is to always have these events be free to the public, which is one of the parts that sets us apart from a lot of other companies. We don't want to have ticketed events. We want people to, a good analogy that I used actually of what we provide is we provide that experience on, you're at a 4th of July celebration with your family and you're sitting there and you have your kids, your wife, your dog maybe, and you have a picnic blanket out and your kids are playing in front of you and you have that warm feeling inside of this sense of community and this moment with your family and everybody's getting along, there's not a care in the world. That's what we're trying to bring into every single town. So that's kind of where we're at now.
Wonderful. So the DDA reached out to you, or did you reach out to the DDA? How did our, I can't even remember, how did our connection
you reached
start?
out to them.
It started with, I'd sent Amy an email. It's possible that I'd sent the mayor an email and he referred me.
I bet that was it.
I can't remember how the connection got made, but the connection got made, and then we presented to the DDA, and there was opposition and compliance at the same time. So, and we saw that in the beginning, and we saw that there was a golden egg here in Maysville, and the town needed something that the people could be proud of in the town, something that they could say this happened in my town and I'm proud of it, versus, news stories that come out from here, maybe negative news stories right now, and that it doesn't need to be the case because there's a path away from that. And this is clearly shown to be the path. We've seen that in other towns and we're excited to see it here now.
What other towns have you worked with?
So we've, Steve started the concert series in Alpharetta. Steve Beecham is my partner in Jackyl Media Group. And he started the concept of the free entertainment in a community green space in Alpharetta 5 years ago, or almost 6 years ago now. What he had seen, and the reason that this came up in his head, was he was walking in downtown Alpharetta. It was post-COVID, and there was nothing happening at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. And there's businesses down there. This is obviously a lot more populated than Maysville or any one city in Jackson County.
Right.
And there was just nobody out. And obviously post-COVID, there's a lot of fear and stuff. People didn't want to go outside. But he thought to himself, he said, why is there nothing happening here? There needs to be something that draws the people here, and then they could wander off over to here, or they come out of the restaurant and hear live music and they wander over to the live music, and now they can see what's happening, and now they know this is a regular event because there's posters and flyers up all over the downtown area. It says, every other first and third Fridays is Alpharetta. In the summertime months, but the community now, 5 years later, they know every year consistently there is something fun to do on every other Friday in the summertime, and because of that, because it's established itself, Steve has gotten so many sponsors to come forth and fund it because they're seeing the benefit that this is having to the general community, and then the best part of all of it is it became a sustainable business model in time, which was huge, where it's not costing the city of Alpharetta money anymore to do it. And it's the Rotary Club is how he does it through Alpharetta. It's not directly through the city. And what we're learning is that every city is completely different. So some cities, things would go through the council and get voted through council in order for us to work with them. And then other cities, it's through a DDA. And then we've even had some cities that wanted to just privatize and, an individual in the city wants to fund it and make it happen, which we just want to make sure that our mission is being served, which is fostering community engagement at its core. And if that's being served, then we can pretty much work with any town. Process is just different every single town you go into.
I would think every town has its own dynamic.
Absolutely.
Now, did you know where Maysville was before we talked to you? Oh, you did?
So my wife grew up in off of Gum Springs Church Road in Jefferson.
Okay.
So my wife has been familiar with this whole area. I mean, since she was a little baby. But
knee high to a grasshopper.
Yep, knee high to a grasshopper. Then she shot up like a weed. So yeah, I knew where Maysville was because one, I've been involved in the Brazelton government, which we've talked about before, and I hold the District 1 seat for the Public Facility Authority. And
you do?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
How fun.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Being involved in that sense, you're aware of the towns that are around you. And Maysville is a surrounding town of Brazelton, obviously. So I kind of knew where it was, and I've driven through many times on the way to Homer or coming the other way, going to Commerce, and it just depended. But I knew where it was, but up until this year, I never really stopped. And then after the first time that I met with the DDA, and the DDA said, hey, we got a park up the road too, I was like, well, I'm going to go check that out. And went up there and checked it out. And then it was so nice that I brought my wife and kids up there to go play.
Oh, nice.
Because it was just such a beautiful park. So we kind of saw, and then I told Steve, I was like, hey, check this town out. Really starting to look into the town more. And he's like, they have a lot of potential to basically just a fresh start of a town. So it's awesome.
And we're excited that you're here to help us do that. So tell us about the first event you're helping us with here.
So the first one is going to be November 8th, and it's the Retro Brothers and Blind Jobs opening, which was an amazing band. We had them for our previous event in Dawsonville, which was the 23rd of last month. That was the first time that we put them on the stage, and we had never seen them before. They didn't really have any promo videos or anything that
Scary.
Yeah,
that
I
we
started to
knew.
say, wow.
So we were kind of rolling the dice with them, but they blew the doors off the place. I mean, they did absolutely amazing. So when we started the planning for Maysville, we thought, hey, these guys were so good there. We know they're probably consistent. They're going to be good if we put them somewhere else. So we put them as the opener on the Maysville show, and then the Retro Brothers, which we had on a Alpharetta show that got rained out, ended up giving them this show, and they seem like they rocked the doors off the place. So I think it's gonna be a great concert. I feel like a really, really great concert.
And Retro Brothers, they do like
70s and 80s.
70s, 80s.
Boston type stuff.
Yeah,
Elton
Doobie
John,
Brothers.
Elton John. They
Elton
do
John.
Elton
Oh,
John.
you've
I like
seen 'em.
Elton John.
Okay.
They have a piano player. They have a bongo player. So they've got some specialty instruments, which definitely means that they're a very diverse band.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to cater to pretty much the needs of anybody that comes out to the event. I think everybody will be able to relate to the music and dance to it. I think it's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be a great night. It's going to be November, and
It's going to be cool.
a little bit
Yeah.
of chill in the air. Get your heavy coat out and bring your thermos full of hot chocolate and your what does somebody bring to an outdoor event like that? What do y'all suggest?
So
Camping chairs.
yes, absolutely. Lawn chairs, camping chairs, the ones that have the hydraulic backs that you can rock back and forth in. Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
We see a lot of those in Alpharetta. I think the best thing that you could bring is your family, one, because that's, I think, the most important part of this. And then bring picnic food in a little cooler and just come out, bring a blanket, and set it all up. Set your chairs up in front of it, and enjoy the music.
Yeah.
So if you like peanut butter and jelly,
bring your blanket and buy some food from one of the food trucks.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
you could
Food
do that
trucks
too.
yeah.
I forgot we're having food trucks.
But
as well.
everything's welcome.
Yep.
Everybody's welcome. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Bring
It's
them all.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Me too.
I'm excited about it. And then in the spring, that's when the DDA will really ramp up the series. And then how do you see that being different from, say, the one we're going to do in November?
So I think with the one that's coming up in November, obviously we're in the planning phase technically still of
Right.
it, and there's things that could potentially change in the way that it's presented the day of. So I think next year we want to make sure it's a focus to be, a sustainable series. That's the most important part. So what type of stage we're using, what equipment we're using, and whatnot. We have to make sure that everything becomes sustainable for Maysville as we grow this series, and as we get more people coming out to it, we'll start to see some success with it in time. And it takes a year or two to really get there. To be self-sufficient, it definitely takes a year or two. But right now, obviously our focus is to just get out to the businesses in the area and talk to them and see, how they can show them how they can help support this and keep this as a sustainable thing. But ideally, from our past history, 10 shows is a season, typically 10 to 12 shows is a season, and that comes in the first and third or second and fourth, or and every other a 2 a month thing. That's a fully functioning season, and you have that in the warm months basically. So you're running it for 5 or 6 months of the year, and it's fully operational at that point. And that's where Alpharetta is. Dawsonville isn't even at that point yet. We're looking next year with Dawsonville to probably start, I think, from talks, some 6 or 7 on next year's. And I think that Maysville should probably end up following suit, because we're kind of able to see, because Dawsonville happened before Maysville, we're able to see results a little bit and adjust them for
Accordingly.
Maysville, and we know, like, okay, this works here, this doesn't work here, and we can kind of custom tailor every single event to the town to make sure that it's reaching the people and serving its purpose in that town.
Okay, so can you tell us what the benefits to a business would be if they came out and sponsored this concert series?
Yep. So if businesses want to sponsor, it's a great opportunity for a business to get their name and their brand in front of an engaged audience versus an unengaged audience, like running a social media ad. We're going to give businesses that want to sponsor and participate, we're going to give them an opportunity to speak on stage as well to the populace that's there at the event. We're expecting probably, I would say, on the low end, 200 people at the event. And it's a great exposure tool to an audience that's tailored to the area specifically. So if you have a product or a service and you're a business in this area, you're able to really get face to face with your potential customers. And it's also important that the people that are coming out to the show, you being a sponsor, lets people know that you exist in the first place, which is so important.
Right.
We want businesses, whether it's a car dealership or a mom and pop bakery, we want their names to be out there at our events so that just the general population sees it and they remember, oh, I remember seeing that name before when they drive by. Maybe they'll give them a try, or do some type of business with them, or recommend them to somebody. So it's a very important part of what we're doing. The sponsorship side, it's not just about bringing money in to cover the event. It's really to help these businesses and let them, give them an avenue to get to the people in their specific town, in their community. That way they can serve their community and not have to just, shotgun market an entire area.
Right. So, for example, in Alpharetta, since it's been going on for a number of years, I would bet at this point, when people come to you wanting to be sponsors, it's no more hit the streets, or is
it in Alpharetta? It's not.
Yeah.
Alpharetta is typically, from everything Steve said, it's businesses at the beginning of the year, they come in, hey, we want to be a sponsor on
Yeah.
this. Because they know at that point, they know the exposure they're getting.
Right.
They know that it's an effective form of marketing for them. And there's really no more effective marketing than boots on the ground marketing in general. And, you know, like I've said before, if you're marketing on social media, especially for an event which requires somebody to leave their house, you're marketing to people who are at home in the first place.
Right.
They're not out already. If they see it at the grocery store or at a recreational area or something like that, those are people that get out of their house. That's your target audience to start with
Right.
anyway. So I think there's a big difference between the two, and one's much more effective for doing community concerts. You know, I feel like if it was a big national show or something, then you'd want to, you know, market an entire region versus, you know, tribute bands or smaller shows. We just really target the town and the neighboring towns, and we want those people to come in, and then those people start talking, and then the people from over here start coming into the next one, and it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
So we're creating hot spots, basically.
So you're growing love in a community.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're
How
doing.
fun is that? Yeah.
Yeah. We need it here.
Yeah.
Every town needs it. Every town needs it.
Yeah.
But what better way than music to get people together?
You know, there's really not a better way. And I witnessed it firsthand last month when I was in Dawsonville. I was sitting there, the show was happening, and everything was going well, and I just sat there and watched, and there was kids playing, people smiling, not a care in the world out there. It was just everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
It was a safe place for people to be. There was, you know, plenty of parents looking out for other parents, but we just didn't have any issues. And it was just the entire community came out, dropped their problems, they left them at the door, and they enjoyed the show. And then we got nothing but positive feedback from everybody afterwards. So we knew it's effective. You know,
Yeah.
we knew it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And the town sees that. The people see that. The businesses are seeing that. We went and thanked some sponsors yesterday. And everybody that we went to, some of the sponsors had doubts that we were going to even get people out there. And we showed.
I think we're kind of experiencing that doubt right now with some of the folks
Yeah.
we're talking to.
Yeah, it's definitely a real concern in any show is the attendance side of it. But I think we kind of proved everybody wrong with Dawsonville, because their initial projection was about 200 people based on past events that they've held, the city has put on. The city itself is not new to events by any means. They've done a lot of stuff over the years. But we put this out, and the community response that we got when we were just handing out flyers, people were just genuinely happy that something was happening there, which surprised me, because it's a town that's had a lot of stuff happening already, but it's not necessarily concerts that they're doing. They're doing
Right.
more of the NASCAR stuff, and they've obviously got the NASCAR Hall of Fame right next to
Right.
City Hall. And we ended up getting somewhere between 600 and 700 people out there. And
That's
so
wonderful.
it blew the minds of every. Yeah, I was standing on the side, and I took a picture because I was just blown away. The entire community came out, and then I walked around during the show and asked people, you know, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Do you like this? Do you want to keep seeing it? And there was nothing negative to be said
Yeah.
at all. So I think we kind of nailed it on the head with that. And once people realize that, you know, the first event is always the one where there's a lot of worry and everybody's nervous about it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very understandable, but at the same time, we put a lot of faith into this as well, and we pray over this, and we pray over every town that we're working with and the people that we're working with in the town. And we feel that this is in God's hands, and God's going to do his work through us and through the DDA as well. I don't have any anxiety over it at all. I mean, none. I just
Yay!
feel that it's in God's hands and it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's it.
November 8th.
Yeah.
It's gonna
November
be
8th.
a night
Yep.
to remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we're going to end up having, for Blind Jive, we're going to have one of our video crews out there to do a little video for them as well.
Nice.
Nice.
So they can have something to put out there.
So
Yeah.
they can promote, because that was one of the things that we saw. So my other company is Jackyl Films. There's Jackyl Media Group and Jackyl Films. Jackyl Films operates under Jackyl Media Group, and that's a full video production company. So we have the sound, light, stage, and event promotions and sponsorship acquisition. We have that part of Jackyl Media Group that operates as one, and then we have the video side that operates as another. So what we did was we contacted the band and we decided to donate them all the materials they need to build a nice promo if they could cover the show here in Maysville for you guys.
Wow. And I heard the female singer is unbelievable.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's
Yeah.
truly, truly amazing. She's got a heck of a voice. And the band they're so well rehearsed and so tight. I have no doubts about them now at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know they're going to bring a great show and people are really, really going to enjoy them.
Good.
We're excited.
We are.
I hope the weather holds and it can just be a...
He's praying on it. We're good.
I think
He's got this
we'll be
covered.
fine.
He's got this covered.
We never know with weather, but we have
Right.
umbrellas.
There you go.
As long as we don't have lightning,
Yeah.
people come out. One of the things we saw when it comes to rain with events or just rain with doing things, we took a big RV trip last summer, and we went up the East Coast and went up into Canada and went basically from west to east across Ontario,
Oh, fun.
and then
Yeah.
came back down into Thousand Islands region in New York. We were up in Canada, and one of the days was like kind of misty rain and just yucky day. It was a little cool out and whatnot. And there's this really cool park called Zwick Centennial Park in Belleville, Ontario. And just this awesome park by the Bay of Quinte, and there's this like cool bridge and there's tons of walking paths, and it's just this cool place. So it was raining, and I was like, well, let's go walk in the park anyway. We got umbrellas and this and that. You would have thought it was 75 and sunny out with the amount of people that were there.
Really?
They did not have
It
a
didn't bother them
care
at
in the
all.
world at all with rain or cold weather. They were with their dogs and this and that. And we determined at that point, if you have something good enough, it doesn't matter what the weather is going to be like. People are going to come out and see it anyway.
Right.
That's kind of what we learned. And so this park being such an incredible park obviously is selling itself, you know. They do have pop-ups in the bay there in the summertime where they have these shipping containers that have a hole cut in the side, and it's a little vendor, it's a food vendor.
Oh,
And
wow.
they have the sides of them are all hand painted, like butterflies and
Wow.
caterpillars and trippy mushrooms and all these other crazy things that are painted on the sides of them. And during the summertime, they have pop-ups on the bay, and you could walk around and get pierogies or Canadian food or French fries and gravy and just
Nice.
all different kinds of snack foods all through the park. You know, that's the way I look at rain now.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of people out in it, so I figured if it's good enough, then
They'll come.
they're going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're looking for
We are.
in November.
And we appreciate all your efforts.
Yeah.
I think that there may be problems in one place, but if you build something nice enough in another place, then that can kind of show the lesson that needs to be shown is that, hey, look, things are working. We got something that's working. Let's foster that and let's expand on that. And I think that these kind of events not only provide entertainment, but I feel like they boost the experience of people in their own town. And that's a big part of it. So I live in Brazelton, for instance, which we have the town green over there. They're bringing in I think the Nashville Roadshow tribute at some point this month is getting brought in there. But they weren't going to do anything originally, and I actually had approached Brazelton as the first city when we started Jackyl Media Group as a company. I approached them to see if we could start at home, basically, and then just work our way out from there. There's obviously now a conflict of interest, though, with me holding a seat.
Oh,
So
think about
I can't
that.
do business.
Yeah.
I can't ethically do business with the city.
Right.
So I had went to the Visitors Bureau and the newly formed DDA that they have, and showed them kind of what we're doing, and they were very interested in what we were doing. And I never got a phone call back. And then finally, the city manager, I think it was, she said, there's a conflict of interest. You got to drop your seat if you want to do it. So I feel like probably after next year, to see where things are and how things are progressing, I'll probably end up dropping my seat and seeing if I can take over and help them with that. But it's good to see our town is doing something in that realm. We showed them how to do it,
Right.
and they're they're doing it now, which is great. So I know that same principle, I don't know how the back end of it's working. I know how our back end is, but that same principle is kind of being applied in our town. So we can see, and I can volunteer and consult with them. You know,
Right.
being a resident of the town, I can still say, hey, try it this way, this way, this way if you're having any issues. So I know I'll be able to still have a little bit of a part in the stuff that's happening in Brazelton if they need any help. They're
That's
more
awesome.
than welcome to reach out. So
Brazelton has come a long way.
They
A long
have.
way.
They have, and they've done it well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, we hope you bring all that knowledge to make our city even more special than it is. And we appreciate all your boots on the ground.
Yes.
Your boots got to be worn out because you were hitting the pavement last week for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah, we went to
Yeah, we did. We were all hitting the pavement.
yeah, we went to Commerce, and I almost fell on the railroad tracks. Um, and they didn't tie me up and put me on the railroad tracks. I
You just
promise.
fell.
Even in Commerce, that people were like, oh, Maysville, where is that? Or they don't do nothing. What's this? So that was the reaction
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we got from the people in Commerce. But we saw a very positive response, though, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not so much getting that sponsorship when you meet somebody. Is it something that they're going to be interested in generally to even
right.
go to? That's the
Right.
important part. We want to just invite people to the concerts.
Get the people here. Get the
Yeah,
people.
we want to show them that it's going to be a fun time, and
Mm-hmm.
there's, you're not losing anything. Just
Right,
enjoy it.
Right. Well, I know I'm looking forward to it, and we got a lot more work to do before then, but really important, y'all. Tell everybody, November 8th, get those chairs ready, the rocking chair kind. He says
Yeah.
they're the best.
Yep.
And come out and see us.
And if you're interested in sponsoring, please do so.
Yeah, we've got so many different sponsor options. Actually, when it comes to sponsor options, out of all the towns we're working with right now, Maysville actually has the most sponsor options and the most flexible sponsor options. So I think they start as
150.
I
Yeah.
think 150 was on the
Right.
low end, which some other towns they're $200, $300, $400. It just depends on the town. Maysville's really shown that they want to be able to include every business and not have to turn a business away.
Right.
Right.
Because the businesses that may not be able to afford it are the businesses that actually need it the most.
Right.
So we want to make sure we make it
Yeah.
accessible to them. So I feel like there's just so much opportunity here, and I feel like the general downtown area, with everything that you've done with this building and your ideas for the downtown area, I think because it's music centric already, I feel that when we add this concert series in, I feel like next year we're going to start to see that big connection between your property right here and what's happening on outside. And I feel like once we find that connection, I think Maysville can end up being a pretty big deal because of the fact that there's these facilities right here on site with the show. So it may be attractive to even bigger names to come in and
Right.
maybe use the recording studio here and do business here
That'd
as
be
well.
And the
Great.
great green room and everything else.
Absolutely. Yeah. You were kind enough to give me a tour of all of it, and it was just incredible. I was blown away.
Nope.
And what's crazy is that this room, literally City Hall is right there.
Right.
I mean, I walk out that door and City Hall is right there. If I say a swear word, I'm in contempt. If I walk across there, if I say it in here, I'm not in any trouble. So it's just
It's a matter of 2 steps.
yeah. And then in Dawsonville, you go out the door, there's the NASCAR Hall of Fame and a race
Yes.
car right there across from their
Yeah.
City Hall.
Yeah.
So I think there's uniqueness in every town, but I think Maysville definitely takes the cake with having the studio over here, City Hall there, and the recording studio and the soundboard
thanks
and
to Lulu.
everything that's downstairs.
You too.
is-
We labored up here.
It's just amazing what you guys have built, and I think it has so much potential. And as we develop things, I think the potential is going to start showing itself even more and more and more.
I like it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So again, November 8th, be here.
November 8th.
We thank you for being here today, and
for all
we
the
thank
hard work
y'all
you're
for
doing.
being here today, tuning in for another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Josh.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.